G'day YouTube, Ranger of Oz and the loudmouth Ranger of Nights down here trying to talk while I was trying to press the button to start the show.
Yes.
Did too, I was about to start. Anyway, it's that time of week again. It is episode 2 of Kamen Rider Drive. What is a Kamen Rider? Something Ranger of Nights down here has probably been asking himself since he started watching this damn show.
Yes. And you know, and for finally, for the first time, told you we'll be back next week, and this time we did return next week.
Shall we get on with it?
Yes.
Okay, let's get on with it. So, there's a brief recap. Well, actually, no, it wasn't even a brief recap, which is usually what happens with the Kamen Rider episode. We went straight on with the opening, and then
Yes.
straight into the episode, pretty much. They did their exposition,
The flashback. Scene.
flashback and stuff. Gen or Gin or whatever the skeptic. I'm just gonna. You know what, dude? I'm just gonna call you Scully because that is who you are in this show. You are the skeptic. You are the guy that
No,
will
no.
not believe there is
Okay.
anything.
You don't need to insult Scully that much. He's more hotter than him.
I can't think of any other
Seriously.
skeptics. Can't think of any other skeptics. So, dude, you are the male Scully. Just as skeptical, twice as annoying, nowhere near as good looking.
Yes.
So he is sitting there saying that there is no such thing as slowdowns and monsters and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, Shinosuke's gear has apparently slipped and he's slacking off again. I
Yes.
have a feeling this is going to be a repeated event.
I told you. His fixing his tie is his finger with
Yeah,
the
that's
sky.
his Tendo moment. That's his Tendo moment. um, so he's slowed down again. There's a conversation with the Mr. Belt about where he comes from, where the powers come from, the fact that there are similarities between the Roymonds, I think it is. Don't quote me on that. I might be getting that wrong. And the shift cars and drives abilities and everything else,
Yeah, that
which
looks smart. Is using the main character using his smart for once.
yeah, it's interesting that he says that because that's actually a pattern. You go back right to the beginning of Kamen Rider, and all of the riders have some kind of connection to their enemy. Their powers have some kind of connection to the enemy.
Yes.
So that's not a new thing, and it's interesting that someone actually pointed out. It shows that Shinosuke actually had one heck of an intelligence behind that slacker face of his.
Yes. And not only in Kamen Rider, in other shows they always do the storyline with you don't told me, you lied to me. That kind of story when the main character discover there's a link between his powers and the bad guys.
And we've subverted that, which is always fun.
Yes.
We also find out that his partner actually isn't dead.
Yes, we're wrong.
After all of his complaints and the fact that he, you know, all upset about what happened and everything else, the dude's just got a broken knee.
Seriously, all this shit falling on him and he didn't die.
To be fair, Kamen Rider, you never know when someone's actually going to die. The only way you're sure someone's dead is if it's in an explosion.
I see.
If there is a body, they probably survived.
It's the office of the comics.
Basically, yeah.
The comics is the office. If there's a big explosion, he's alive. And if there is a body, he's dead.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, unless you're Jean Grey.
You're dead. Yes, you just returned from the dead. You're still dead.
Exactly. If there's a body, you die. If there's an explosion, you die. Doesn't matter. You're still going to be alive.
Yes. For example, I was reading a review site, and there a character is this character dead in Day of Our Lives. You know the soap
Yeah, I know it.
series. And I was thinking of writing in the comment, is anyone dead in the series?
No, nobody dies. Anyway, whilst talking to his buddy, his partner, encourages him to, get his head together and,
That he's a cop
reaches,
and he knows the dangers of the job.
yeah, and reaches for his painkillers, which sets off something that kind of looks like the amp factor from one of those 90s Action Man cartoons.
Yes,
Because
I
he's
remember that.
standing there and he's
Yes,
holding the tablet blister, and all around him are just images from the last episode and the stuff that he's picked up and everything he knows. And I don't know what it was, but it's awesome.
yes, man.
So the tie goes up. He storms into the special branch, starts throwing orders around. I mean, this guy's not even the chief. He's not chief, I know what's going on. It's chief, then chief, this is what's happening. I am telling all you peoples to go out there and do what I tell you.
Yeah. To be honest, with his chief, who will take order from that idiot?
Well, actually, I kind of like his chief. But anyway, let's.
He's not the. I don't say he's not likable, but he's not the follow me kind of chief.
I have a feeling we're going to see something out of him later. Call me
Maybe.
crazy. I think we're going to see something out of him later. Anyway, he's got the computer nerd looking things up. He's got the science person with her bleepy bleep bleep machine.
The new character. She's a new character. I never.
No,
She wasn't.
she was there last week.
She was.
Yes.
Didn't remember her.
No, she didn't have a very big part, but she was there last week. Anyway, she's got her bleep 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 machine that detects slowdowns, and he sends her out to look it up. Kirit goes with him, and Male Scully is looking up missing persons reports because he figures out that the Roymunds,
Okay,
evil
they've been
car people, are looking for strong people. And the ones that were attacked were rejected because they had a cold or they were recovering from an injury or something like that. He figured this out because the two little bits of litter that could have been anything that he picked up last week was from a cold tablet packaging and from some kind of painkillers or something.
Let's see.
I what?
Like watching a Detective Conan episode.
I don't know what it is, but I don't know. He just. So him and Kiriko head out. The team figures out that they're at a amusement park, like a
Yes,
Six
yes.
Flags or something.
It was
And
a horse game ride.
yeah, and they find the missing people, and then the Roman shows up and tells them that he's been looking for body parts, so that he can be perfect.
And I
The
must
dude.
say, it was an improvement when he turned to the girl.
That doesn't
That's what.
surprise me that you would say that. That does not surprise me that you would say that at all. Um, so yeah, he turns into Roymond. The slowdown effect happens. Shift cars, of course, counteract
And
it.
the stupid cop is in the middle of the slow one, and he's, this is not happening. This is not happening. That idiot.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about him. He's a bit special. In case anybody's ever wondering what exactly that means, special education. He does just not working. This thing up here. I'm not trying to be offensive. Just this thing up here not work. Not work at all.
Yes.
Just broken. So we have a car chase with Trideron. We find out where because some of you may have noticed on Trideron there is a gap when he transforms into the rider, and we find out what actually happens to the piece of car on that gap. It slides, which is the bit that has the badge for the Special Investigations Troop. It slides in so that there is no connection to the Special Educations Unit, I guess. But Trideron isn't exactly a well-hidden car. This isn't Kit, it's not a regular, ordinary, I don't know, Ford
It's
Mustang or
not the
something.
car. It's not the car from Mask,
No, it's not. It's very
where
easily
they.
recognizable. But yeah, we get a in-car transformation, which was kind of cool.
Yes.
We get big car chase. We see him use the shift cars on Trideron to give it the tire abilities, which was also pretty cool.
Yes. Now we
And
know why there's wheels on the car itself.
yep, yes we do. So, hang on a minute. So this all happens. We get out of the car. We have fight. We get introduced to a new car, a new shift car, Justice Hunter, little cop car. Very cool.
And the new
Um,
finisher.
yeah, well, Justice Hunter gives him like a jail cell door, little round jail cell door,
Okay.
which he uses as a
I'm the
weapon.
only one that I was thinking, is that a barbecue grill? When he first.
Yes, you were. Or maybe not. Let us know in the comments below. Did it look like a barbecue grill? I don't think it did. It looked like a jail cell door to me. I don't know. Apparently, Ranger of Nice thinks it was a barbecue grill. I don't think it was. Anyway, so he uses that as a weapon. He then uses it to imprison the Roymund,
Yes.
which was pretty. And then we finally get the Rider Punch for the series.
Damn it, man. I almost said the Falcon Punch.
I'm glad I cut you off then. Now, if we needed any more proof that this should have been a tie-in with Hot Wheels or Matchbox, this was it. Because you get the speed tires showing up, which he used as, I don't know if you've ever seen the launchers that you get on Hot Wheels cars. You put the car in and there's a little battery operated thing or something and it shoots them out and they do loop the loops and everything. Anyway, he uses the speed tires as something like that, sort of shoots him around, or, oh, no, wait, the booster things from the original Sonic games. Something like that. There we go. Uses that to sort
Yes.
of do a loop sort of thing without any track or road or anything. It's just shoot, shoot,
like a
shoot, shoot.
pinball.
Yeah, pinball, and comes down, punches through the jail cell created by the Justice Hunter weapon, and basically snogs completely. Boof, biffo, right a fist, right a punch.
Pun Falcon punch.
I was going to
It
say
looked like a
something.
It
I was
looked
going
like
to
a
say
Falcon
something, but
punch.
yeah, I suppose a little bit. I was going to say something, but I didn't want to get sued by PewDiePie. So anyway, so Roymund is defeated. Shinosuke agrees to continue as Drive. Now, interesting bit. Couple of interesting
Yes.
bits we've skipped over. First of all, we meet the
The
villains.
character was yes. One of them looked like a harem character I know from an anime.
Yeah. So you had
Anyone watched
Brain.
this anime is the let me see the name of the anime. The World's God No Past is an anime about a geek playing games character. I hate that character. I don't know. That's the only anime harem character, main character I hate.
So you got Brain. You got some guy in a in a red costume that looks like he might have stolen Phoenix's style from Kamen Rider Wizard. And at the end, you get to meet Chase,
The Evil
Machine
Ranger.
Chase, and
The
there'll
Ranger of
be
the series.
the other thing to come out is before the Roman blew up rather spectacularly.
Yes.
He referred to Drive as Kamen Rider. Now, I know it might seem weird. Well, I mean, people who don't know the show are probably going, well, of course, that's what he is. However, in the Heisei era, which is what we're in, of Kamen Riders, it's actually very rare for them to be referred to as Kamen Riders in the show.
Kabuto was only mentioned as Kabuto.
Even though he was using the Masked Rider system, he was only ever referred to as Kabuto.
Yes.
I don't think the Blade Riders were ever referred to as such. Ryuki was referred to as a Kamen Rider. No, there, because it was a Kamen Rider war. In Hibiki Decade, they used Kamen Rider, yeah, but that's because that was the whole thing. Hibiki, they were Oni. Kiva was never referred to as a Kamen Rider. And no, I don't know if he was referred to as Kamen Rider or not. Anyway, in their respective series, a lot of the Heisei Riders aren't actually referred to as Kamen Riders. So, for this to happen and for a villain to name drop it is kind of interesting. And it looks like Mr. Belt may have an idea of why. But, of course, they're not actually going to tell anybody just yet.
Yes. But she knows because she smiled.
Yeah. Kiriko smiled. Belt rather obviously knows something. We also found a little something about Belt. We think he was human. And that's about all we know.
Yes.
So, yeah. Kamen Rider Drive. What is a Kamen Rider? There were some interesting scenes in this episode. Especially the bit where Shinosuke, I don't know how to refer to it, he human computed a case together.
Yes. Sherlock Holmes, the Japanese version.
The second guy that I've sat down and watched that can Sherlock Holmes as if he is the man himself. The other one was Barry Allen in the Flash pilot.
You watched
I mean,
the Flash pilot?
yeah, we'll discuss that another time.
Let's review it. Okay, you don't want to.
Um, yeah, so it's I don't know. It was a good episode. It had
When
a
we
lot
talk
of
about the commercial
commercial. I don't think I saw
for
the
the
commercial.
movie,
Oh, yes, right. Commercial at the end. I knew this was coming. I'm pretty sure I told you this was coming. Kamen Rider, Gaim and Drive movie wars. This is a annual thing now. The Kamen Rider team up. Last few years they've had everybody else getting involved. So hopefully we'll just have the riders from the two respective shows.
yes,
Hopefully. Because let's see. Let me see. O's and fours double showed up, and the legendary seven, the original seven Kamen Riders showed up.
yes.
O's and fours, they were joined by, let's see, double Axel. No, fours and wizard. I don't know how that happened. Fours and wizard, they were joined by double O's, Axel, and Birth, and Nadeshko. But she's a Falls rider, so it's all good. She was from the summer movie. Um, in Gaiman Wizard, you had all the Heisei riders joining in.
Even the
Ah, strike me pink.
even this guy.
Yeah, even him.
Maybe I will watch this movie.
Although he doesn't show up very long, and he doesn't show up out of costume. But the Kabuto suit
So
is still there.
so no,
Oh, the finger pointing's there.
he did it with a in the suit.
Yeah, he did it in the suit all the time.
Okay.
So, yeah, we've got to wrap this up. My wife wants to talk to me. So, anyway,
Okay.
Kamen Rider Drive, Episode 2. I liked it. I'm
Me too.
liking this season.
It's less confusing. You can understand what happened without reading the dialogue itself. Seriously.
For now,
I
we'll
watched
see what
I
we'll see what
watched two
happens.
episodes of Duo and still understand what the hell is happening in that series.
It's easy to understand for now. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. We both liked the episode. We're looking forward to more. We will see you
I love
next
it.
week for more Kamen Rider Drive. This is Ranger of Oz and Ranger of Nights, and I will see you guys. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
Yes. Goodbye.